Thank you, Winnie, for your presentation. Hello, everyone. My name is Genesis Kaya, and I will be presenting the oral and nonverbal communication habits of France. Some of the topics we will be discussing in my presentation include the meeting culture, French body language, business communication do's and don'ts, use of gestures, and key takeaways at the end. So, starting off with our meeting culture. As history will tell you, the French have always been a big fan of exemplary first impressions. In both the business and social setting, it is imperative for one to present themselves in the best light and ensure they are meeting the cultural expectations of the French. Below, you see a slide of France and US typical communication, oral and nonverbal habits, and you can see that there are some similarities as well as differences between mentalities and the way they communicate. When it comes to French body language, basic business etiquette for the French includes formal attire, firm handshakes, addressing individuals by name, and maintaining eye contact. Throughout business conversations, the French will examine the level of trust they have for someone through tone, body language, and facial expressions. Passion displayed at meetings can be seen through gestures and speech manners, and it is essential that one research their more specific gestures as to maintain an effective and trustworthy relationship with them. In a few slides, we will go over more on gestures that the French use and some that may be different here in America. Their meanings, while different, are important to note as you maintain cultural relationships abroad. In terms of business communication do's and don'ts in France, visiting business partners should take note of the French's much more structured form of communication in these meetings, by way of following an organized agenda and quorum for their discussions. Instead of voicing random suggestions or piggybacking off each other's ideas in the moment, the French will expect you to have your own ideas and proposals planned out beforehand to keep the flow of conversations as clean and effective as possible. Showing respect to the hierarchy of the agenda and deviation from a debate-like discussion will reflect goodwill on the individual, and the French will show themselves satisfied through their calm and non-judgmental demeanors and facial expressions. Below are a couple do's and don'ts of what to do when in a business meeting with a French person. Again, going back to the use of gestures, depending on the viewpoint, the use of gestures helps one express themselves and their feelings in the moment, and is especially helpful to get one's point across easier if the other party is unsure of what is being said. It also allows for the flow of conversations, whether in a professional or personal setting, to run in a more productive and efficient way. With this, intercultural values and customs must still be taken into consideration to avoid any sign of disrespect or confusion towards people from different cultures where similar gestures may have different meanings. As you can see by the graphic shown here, the thumbs up and thumbs down in France means the same as it does here in America, good and bad respectively. Similarly, the pointing of a finger can be seen as rude to both French and Americans alike, as is normal in a few cultures, but again should be something that is taken with consideration when traveling. Again, when it comes to continued business etiquette at business meetings, the traditional formal and conservative wear for men and women, while a general thing most people do, is greatly appreciated with the French. Simplicity is most elegant, and the same dress code should be applied for casual social gatherings, and even with certain offices' casual Fridays policies. For men, shaving and wearing good quality suits, and for women, high quality jewelry and accessories helps gain the respect of their coworkers and their business associates. One's self-care and grooming and style maintenance proves to be a useful tool for getting in good graces with the French. It helps set up the stepping stones for a stable foundation for positive and effective communication both during and after business meetings. All in all, our key takeaways here are When doing oral and nonverbal communication with French, first impressions are essential to build rapport with French individuals. The element of truth and honesty helps them feel comfortable sharing their cultural ideas and opinions. Again, face-to-face communication is very crucial, so please be respectful when talking and not talking to French. Body language is key, respect and tone is key, and overall, a healthy business relationship is key. I will now pass it on to Patricia, who will speak on France's written and visual communication habits.